I don't know who said that time is like a river. Once it's gone, you can't experience it again. You can't feel the same water twice. You can't see the same water, and once it's downriver, it's gone. Somebody asked me, last year how old I was on my birthday. And I thought about it for a second. I told them 37, but then I thought about it some more and realized, no, it's much worse than that. A long time ago, when I was a kid, I had all these dreams of going to far off places and experiencing all these great things, and always said that I was going to do that someday. Always dreamt of going to far off locations and experiencing things that people just don't normally do. And I always said that I was going to do this and always going to do that. Well, woke up one morning and here we are years later. I hadn't done it all yet. It's time to really get out there and do that. And that's why we're going to Alaska. Let's go. So when Alan had asked me if I wanted to go hunt somewhere or go on a trip somewhere, yeah, because time's running out. So we're headed to Alaska. We're gonna spend a week hunting caribou. So why a caribou? Well, why not? We don't have them here in the lower 48, and you know what? If you're gonna hunt something, it's an easy tag to get. I don't know if I'll ever have the chance to go to Alaska again. Might as well do it. Let's go hunt caribou.
I called Danny up in January, February, said, hey, let's do this trip. He said, all right, so he started working on it. And then ended up going to the doctor. I hurt myself working out one day and went to the orthopedic doctor, and he said I need to get MRI. I did MRI, I said I had partial tear tendon in my shoulder. He said, there's a little bit bigger mass in your shoulder than normal. He said, go get a blood test. And then he said, if it comes back normal, he said, you're just gonna be out of work and we'll get this fixed. So I went and made early September, I made a blood test appointment, had a blood test, and before I even made it home, the doctor called me back up and she says, you've got leukemia. And of course, you're like, wait a minute, that's cancer. I was like, I don't got leukemia, you're full of it. I want another blood test. And she said, okay. So I went back in the next day, did another blood test, and it came back positive again. So now it's starting to kick in your head. It's like, holy shit. What does that mean? What am I gonna do? Or how do I fix it? Or how much time do I got, basically? Sitting at out of town working one day, and I called my buddy up, Dan, and I said, hey, let's go kill something. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to Saskatchewan. He's like, why don't we just go to Alaska for moose? I said, you know what? Let's go. Never been. Let's do it. And that leads us to where we are today. Headed up there to Alaska to do some caribou hunting and do a little bit of fly fishing. I ain't the greatest fly fisherman, but a little bit of help, a little coaching from Dan. He's got me doing okay where I can manage, and he ain't got to babysit me. So hopefully it all works out and we get to snag some big fish.
So setting this trip up, it's not just making a phone call to the airlines and booking a flight. There's a lot of effort, time, energy that goes into it, from finding the time to make it happen to finding, the right location. The area we decided to go in has a pilot that, lives here in Denver. And I was able to hook up with our pilot, sit down, review maps, go over different areas throughout the Brooks Range of where we might want to hunt caribou. So finding the right pilot and the right location is only a small portion of what it takes to make sure that this is a comfortable and safe trip. All year long, I stay in shape, I'm in the gym, I'm riding my bike, shooting my rifle, I'm reloading ammo to try and find the perfect load. I'm always tying flies to try and make sure that I've got, just about any fly you could imagine that you would need and want, just to make sure that when the time comes, I'm ready. It's not just going to the store and picking out a couple things. Setting something up like this is a complete lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of who I am, and I know it's a lifestyle of who Alan is. So in Alaska, you're not allowed to fly and hunt the same day. But that's okay. We brought along our fishing rods. The lake that we set up camp on happened to have a great little stream running right into it. And you know, that little stream was loaded with grayling. And these grayling were willing to take dry flies off the surface. Check this out. Look at that. Grayling right behind camp on the dry fly. Gorgeous little thing. Crystal clear gin water. Beautiful little fish. Not only was the grayling action hot in the stream that dumped into our lake, but right where the stream dumped into the lake, there was a bar, a sandbar. And on the other side of that sandbar, plenty of big lake trout willing to take a fly.
My God, that thing's a hog. My God, look at the beast that I have just reeled in on my bay rod. Monster. Holy cow. Wow.
Boom. Look at that Laker. Bye-bye. Look at this Laker. Oh my God. Look at the bite mark on his side. You see that? Dude, that means there's a big freaking Laker in here. For something to grab a hold of a Laker that big? Look at the bite mark on his side. There's no way that that's recent. Something big grabbed a hold of that fish. That is a gorgeous Laker right from camp, high in the Arctic Circle. Rock on. I want to catch whatever bit him. Go on, buddy. There. Freaking pig. Have you ever flown 2,000 miles to go to the grocery store? Well, we have. We flew in yesterday, and in Alaska, you're not allowed to fly and hunt the same day. So yesterday we spent the day setting up camp, doing some fishing right here in camp. We got some hellacious Lakers. I've seen a couple herds of caribou. Now let's see if we can go catch up with them. Let's go.
I ain't worried about the rest of the week. I'm gonna be back here at camp chilling. Because the first thing that walks by today is going down. I ain't selective. I need meat. I'm hungry. Grocery store's now open for business.
Do you want to know what caribou hunting's like? Check this out. You know what? If we didn't bring this spotting scope, we'd have just had to hump probably about 3 miles just to see that that was a little caribou. Nothing worth chasing. I'm glad we brought this thing. Well, we've been seeing caribou all morning long. Finally see 3 bulls. Wouldn't mind killing. Problem is, there's a whole lot of bog between us and them. That's gonna hurt. I think I'll pick and choose my battles. And these ones I'll let walk. Somewhere out here is a caribou that I'm gonna hang a tag on. Somewhere out here. What about this other herd over here? Are they coming over the top yet? Not yet. So we've been watching a lot of caribou all over the place. One small herd was headed up to the ridge above us. So we decided to head up there and cut them off. Well, once we got there, they're already there. All we could do was quickly set up for the shot. Oh, boom, he's done. Dude, that is a nice caribou. Oh man, let's go check him out. Grocery store trip cashed out.
Look at that boo.
Look at this caribou. 2,000 miles from Colorado to put some meat on the table and bone on the wall. Gorgeous looking trophy. And you know what? Trophy's not just about putting bone on the wall. It's about all the sacrifice and everything it took to get here. So when I look at this on the wall, I'm gonna remember every bit and every ounce of the last year getting ready to get here. I'm gonna remember this trip with my buddy. And every time I look at this, I'm gonna remember how long I dreamt of actually making it here to get here and do this. Boom, booa, booa, booa. Once dinner hits the ground, the work begins. And all that preparation over the last year, going to gym and trying to stay in shape, now is the time to figure out if it's working. Because we gotta get this about 2 miles, mile and a half, through the bog and through the tundra. You know, every animal you hunt has its own, it's like its own game. Whitetail, you sit in a tree for weeks at a time just in hopes to get a shot at that one animal. Elk, you're chasing in the high country, maybe in the rut, and they're bugling and screaming. Mule deer are out in the sagebrush. Moose are in some real boggy type crap.
Swampy crap, yeah.
And caribou, it's just glass and glass and glass, and find the one you want, make a move on them. It's a different game, but it sure is a pretty one. If anybody thinks walking through tundra is easy, they're crazy. If anybody thinks hunting is easy, you ain't hunting. If it hurts, it's, I don't know if you can hear the wind howling in the tent behind me, but I'm sure you can see the shadows of the weeds and everything outside, but it is howling. We came back from lunch, half the tent damn near blew away. We're talking 35 knots at least. It is windy as heck. And I tell you what, I'm glad we got here. We were able to stake it down good and tight, because you don't want to be stuck out in the Arctic without a shelter.
Got up this morning from camp, looked out and seen a herd caribou over there, so we got dressed up, had to throw our waders on because they were headed to the boggy tundra. Tried to get out in front of them, but them things fast. They don't stop. Put a hurting on me. They're kicking my ass right now, so I'm just recharging my batteries.
I'm hungry. Want pizza? Let's get delivery. Yeah, Domino's? I need a pizza. A large meat lovers. Delivered, please. Yeah, with everything on it. Yeah, delivery. Oh, we're somewhere up on the Naigu. Uh-huh. A day? No, 1 hour is free, right? Uh-huh. That's right. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks. Pizza.
Well, yesterday we went after them through this rough old tundra. We couldn't get it done. Came back, went to bed. This morning we was all socked in with fog, so we just decided to take a day off, sleep in a little bit. You get beat up out here running through this stuff, so let this fog clear out and we'll try to go out and get out there and go after them again.
What is it? Today's Saturday, I think. We started this hunt on Monday. We got one last day to get her done. Hopefully this fog will burn out of here quick, and Alan could do the tundra two-step and find a caribou. We gotta pack up tomorrow because the plane's picking us up. Then we're gonna head out and moose hunt for about a week. We both got moose tags, and we'll see what we can find for moose. So I was able to get my bull the first day, and yesterday was Alan's chance. And yesterday we found 3 really great massive bulls. One of them is just unbelievably huge. I couldn't get him on film because he's so far away, but we tried to get close. We got close, but just couldn't seal the deal. And I tell you what, by the time we got done with that stalk, we could see camp probably 5 miles away. So by the time we put boots on the ground, there was probably a total of 12, maybe 14 miles humping up and down through this boggy, through this brush. Well, as you can see behind me today, we're a little socked in. We normally like to get up high and glass from a long ways away. And you know what? With our Mavens, I'm glad we've got those because they are crystal clear and we can see caribou from a long ways away. But I'll tell you what, today's gonna be a little bit rough, so we're just gonna hunt a little bit lower and a little bit closer to camp and see what happens. So, and yesterday, we were on that mountain way over there. This morning, got up, and there was caribou only a quarter mile from camp. So we ran way up ahead of them to try and cut them off. It's not easy out in flat ground.
Oh, sir. They see you, they gone. Well, the fog's finally clearing off. I got a herd of caribou out here in the spotting scope about 5 miles out. It's time to go cut them off, seal the deal.
Well, we were sitting in camp. We got back from our earlier stalk, and about 5 miles up the valley, we could see about 8 different caribou coming up. And Alan and I watched them. Well, in the meantime, I started doing laundry. Decided I was gonna take the afternoon off, and I told him, get on him. I don't know if you can see that little hill behind me. He made it over on top. I heard a shot, so let's go see what he's got.
Oh yeah, baby! Got him! Booa booa! My first caribou ever. Got him out here in Alaska. Now the work's gonna begin. Put it to you like this. Today, I got up this morning. They come behind the camp, put a stalk on it. They got wind of us, seen us, they took off, so we went back and fueled up. And I was like, yeah, let's just take the day off. So Dan's like, I'll do laundry. I said, good to go, buddy. Get out the Maven spot scope, and about 4 miles away, see some bulls coming. So I'm watching them. They start making a move. Dan's like, go ahead. I'm not geared up, brother. You have to go on this one alone. So I put the hoofs to the ground, got in front of them, went all the way around the lake through this crap over here, this marsh, this swampy stuff. I got up on them and got on top of that hill right there behind me. And the wind switched up and they started to get a little spooky, so I reached out there, 275, ranged him, put it right on him, and I dropped him. And here he is. He ain't the biggest, he ain't the baddest, but I'll tell you what, we worked for him, and I'm damn proud of him. Now the work's gonna really begin. I gotta get him out of here.
So our original plan was to fly out of Bettles, hunt caribou for a week, and then we were going to get picked up and dropped off on another river where we were going to float for a week and fish for shefish. But then while we were in Fairbanks, we realized that we could buy over-the-counter moose tags for a unit close to where we were. Well, lo and behold, plans changed. We're not she-fishing anymore. We're hunting moose.
Boy, moose camp looks a heck of a lot different than caribou camp.
Well, day one in moose camp. It's a little tough hunting this stuff. It's real bushy. It's a lot different than the tundra we were just in. And we've got a raft. I think the best way we can hunt this place is to just ease along in the raft and cover a lot of ground, glass all the hillsides, and as much as we can from the raft. Tell you what, after a day of paddling around, Mountain House sure tastes good. Trying to lose weight is definitely the place to do it, because I mean, one Mountain House pack, you only got 500 calories, and if you're eating, you know, 2 of those a day, you're burning more calories than you're eating.
Good weight loss plan.
Great weight loss plan. I tell you what, it got cold last night. Oh my God, did it get cold. I woke up middle of the night, stuck my nose outside the sleeping bag. I think my nose got frostbite. But we're up early. We're gonna start this float. See if we can sneak up on a moose somewhere. Tell you what, if you're gonna spend a couple weeks out in the bush, you better have a good sleeping bag because it gets cold. You know, above the Arctic, it could get above 70 during the day, but at nighttime, it got down to 20s. And you know, this is not a dry cold. This is a bone-chilling, damp cold. There's a couple mornings where we woke up and all of our water in our water jugs was frozen solid. So when you come to the Arctic, you better be prepared. 1, with a nice air mattress, and 2, to be cold. So somebody made a mistake. I don't know if it was me or what, but before we left, I had placed an order for enough Mountain House to last us 2 weeks and enough, energy bars to last us 2 weeks. But for some reason, we're coming up short. But it's okay, because we got caribou, and we got plenty of berries. I'm not worried about it, because I tell you what, these berries are good. And quite honestly, I suppose I could have used to lose a few pounds.
I think Dad's got a tapeworm. He sure does eat a lot.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Berries are good. Let's go find a moose. People say they want to go on vacation. A lot of folks want to go to someplace tropical, to an all-inclusive resort, something like that. And you know what? That sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun. But when you get out in the bush and you get away from everything and anybody and everybody, it's not until you absolutely subtract yourself from every day that you have time to slow down and realize a lot of the things that are really that important. And so much of it really isn't that important. You never figure that out until you're all alone. All right, so check this out. When you're in the bush and you run out of Mountain House for some reason, and you happen to have, well, a bunch of caribou and blueberries everywhere, we just happen to have a little bit of almond oil. So we're gonna make a blueberry glaze for this tenderloin. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, that looks good. Oh my God. Oh. Like I said, I'm not worried about eating good. Yeah, that's gonna be good. All right, let's try some of this blueberry glaze. Look at the blueberry juice dripping off of that. Oh my God. Oh,
Pretty good.
that's good stuff. You know what? That's much better than Mountain House. Maybe it's a good thing we ran out. That's good stuff. I don't know if you can see this, but right here across the lake, cow with 2 calves. And if there's 2 calves, there's got to be a bull somewhere. Let's keep looking. Looking at this moose, and I don't think he's over 50, but one, he's going up the hill, and we're gonna let him go. He's just not worth chasing after through this tough tundra anyway, especially for a moose. I'm just not sure he's close to 50. So I guess we'll keep paddling on and keep looking. Man, it's hard to get fast food out here. I tell you what, Domino's couldn't do it. Let's see if Jimmy John's can do it. Yeah, Jimmy John, I need a sub. Yeah, you guys do freaky fast, right? That's what I'm talking about. 10 minutes, right? Meat lovers, that's what I'm talking about. Cheese and meat, all the meat you got. I don't want no roughage. I want meat. You gonna hook it up? I'm in Bettles. Uh-huh. All right, 10 minutes. I'll see ya. Thank you. Hopefully they can do it. So here we are back in Bettles. We just got done with our moose hunt. And you know, we've flown back into Bettles. Bettles is kind of a hub. It's kind of the center point, your entry point into the Arctic or your entry point back into the civilization. And here we are, we just took a shower, had burger, and you know what? A beer with that burger never tasted so dang good. We spent a week up in the Arctic hunting caribou. We're both lucky able to harvest a caribou and take one home. The week in the bush, though, hunting moose, a little different. We've seen moose every day, but you know what? Not every moose hunt is successful. Not every hunt is successful. And you know what? I'll be back, because I know there's a moose out there that I'm looking for.
Well, back here in Bettles after 2 weeks in the bush, and I'll tell you what, got back and it was either shower or eat. I tell you, that was the best burger that I've had in my entire life. It overtook the shower. Don't get me wrong, I needed one, but priorities are priorities. But we're all cleaned up, done with everything here, and we were both successful in harvesting our caribou. It's a very, very different kind of hunt. You know, like I said before, you can do these things to get ready, but once you get out there and you walk in that stuff, that tundra, the tufts, the swamps, the marsh, it puts a hurting on you and your body. And I'm telling you what, this is the best weight loss program I've ever been on in my life. I get to go hunt and chase stuff, eat some food. I went from 2 belt moose down to 1. So, you know, what are you gonna do? Go back to reality and put it back on. But, you know, it was a good time. We had a slight change of plans. We went from she-fish to moose. You know, we found out we could get over-the-counter tags. So we said, you know, weighing it out. So we decided, you know, let's just go with the moose. And we'll go from there. So, beautiful place to hunt. Saw moose every day. Wrong kind of moose, you know, but they're there. And if we have more time, I think we'd come back. I'd like to come back again and do this again. This was a great experience. I had a great time. It's tough. You just got to get ready mentally and physically. You know, I want to come back and do these things as much as I can. But my situation right now, I'm fine. You don't know what could happen. Something could get worse, and then that could be it. So keep hunting, keep doing what I got to do. Keep on trucking.
Alan's been a long-time hunting partner of mine. You know, I think we kind of grew up together, hunting whitetail back in Ohio and hunting all over Colorado and just all over the place. Alan and I have hunted through some stuff. We've set up camp in blizzards, hunted in just some nasty, nasty weather. I've seen him almost get trampled by a horse in the backcountry. And you know, when you go into the backcountry, you want to make sure that you're going with somebody that, well, has got your back, that, you know, you're going to get along with, that understands the bush, can hunt, can keep up with you, and understand what it takes to be out there far, far away and actually hunt. Because there's no time out. There's no quitting. There's no walking away from this. It's go time.
You know, laying there in that hospital bed 4 or 5 months ago, you think about everything, all these things you want to do, and I made my mind up then that I wasn't going to get beat by leukemia. So I did what I had to do, beat it to the point where I could beat it and do the things I want to, and this was planned before that happened, and I made sure that I could do this because I did it this time. I made it, and I got here. I was successful in my caribou hunt. Wasn't successful in the moose hunt. Got to see a lot of things, the animals and everything, but you know what? I might not get a chance to make it back here. But I'm telling you what, you want it bad enough, you can push yourself mentally and physically to get through whatever it is you got and do the things you want to do.
You know, when we're kids, we dream of doing all these great, cool, crazy things. And then eventually, life just gets in the way. And I think that's one of the things that happened for me, was that all of a sudden I got busy working and doing this and doing that. And then all of a sudden one day somebody asked me how old I was, and it dawned on me. And it made me realize that all those dreams and everything I wanted to do as a kid of exploring and going where people just don't normally go and doing what people don't normally do, I've got a lot to do yet. So time's running out, not just for me, but even for you. I mean, our public lands are disappearing. Everything's disappearing. So it's time to get out there and get after it.